What up, YouTube? Back again with another live video. Where's my glasses? Oh, right here. Back again with another live video. And we are still reading My Sister Tommie, The Real Tammy Terrell by Louis Montgomery and Vicky Wright with a foreword by Dionne Ward. Second expanded edition book. A personal account of my only sibling. I can't talk. A personal account of my only sibling, Tammy Terrell's short but fully lived existence, her solo hits, and the masterful hit-making duets alongside Marvin Gaye continue to uplift and inspire new generations of music lovers. We are on chapter 9. Last time I read 2 chapters. I don't know how many I'm going to read this time. Chapter 9 is called The Iceman. 1964 was a busy year, but also a reflective year for Tommie and me. We each had new insights and were going in short. We both had reflect. I gotta read this over. I keep on read on. 1964 was a busy year, but also a reflective year for Tommie and me. We each had new insights and were growing and maturing into young women. Tommie's dear friend Sam Cooke would die this year also, a very sad tragedy for her. He was shot in Los Angeles. In our family, all of the women are very strong, and both Tommie and I were following suit. I did not have as much confidence as Tommie, but I was a strong individual. I did not feel strong at times, but I know now looking back that only a strong person could get through what we experienced in life. Tommie was out of high school now, and she was finally listening to her father for a change. I was growing up to and understanding more. Tommie bounced back from the heartache of the James Brown review, and she was still in demand to perform. She had some wisdom under her belt now, and her guard was up. Tommie wore her heart on her sleeve, even though she was a tough cookie. She was vulnerable to certain types of people who were harmful to her. Oftentimes, she let her defenses down and learned the hard way. This was Tommie's nature. She wanted to experience everything there was, and if that meant encountering some pain, then she would live with that too. She had a blind trust for people, and she let a man. Tommy Hunt says she was harsh often to the wrong people, but she needed to be tougher with the people who hurt her. I never did see the tough Tammy. The Tammy I knew wanted her to fly. Legendary DJ Jerry Belevet knew my sister and shared this insight. Tammy got caught in a whirlwind with show business. When Tammy was with Skepta Records, she had a good family there. It was brief, but she had a good support system there. Success changes a human being. But then you realize that success brings false friends and true enemies, jealousy, envy, greed, and even hate. Then you get back to the reality of who you are. You learn who your friends are, and Tammy had to learn that early on in her career. You can become carried away by fortune and fame, and in a wrong crowd, and then you come back to who you are. She was a beautiful lady and a wonderful human being. Jean Chandler, as Tammy seemed to be working through something in her life, and she seemed to escape it through her music and through living fast and having a good time. The experiences she was having were that of someone who was much older. She handled it tremendously. She really did so many positive things in her life and went through extremes a lot too. Although Daddy could admit that his daughter was very talented and could sing, he simply wanted more for her as far as education was concerned. He also wanted to protect her as best as he could, even though he knew she was going to pursue her heart's passion. He associated many hardships to her connections with show business. She looked at the situation much differently. She never played victim to her pitfalls. She signed with Chester Chess Records this year and recorded on that label. She wrote a song called If I Would Marry You with Burt Russell. My sister was truly a driven soul, operating at a higher level than most people could understand. I never lost the reverence I felt for Tommie. I appreciated my sister's talent and I admire her for chasing her heart's desire with unrelenting passion. I was happy for her that she was having what she wanted. But for me to see certain tragedies at an impressionable age made me feel sad for her at times, and I understood my father's caution. At times, I saw Tommy in situations with unscrupulous people, and I would become very uncomfortable. She was young. She had already grown up fast, and it seemed that she had to protect herself from so much more now, just for the sake of her passion. I was younger still and didn't feel able to say anything about it then. I guess I felt she did not listen to Daddy, so she would not have listened to me. Ray said Tammy was an open and honest person, and she was true to herself first. She sacrificed so much to sing. She gave up a big part of herself to bear her soul through music, and she kept the lifestyle to herself because she knew her father would come get her out of those situations. She wanted his approval, and he knew. And she knew he would not approve of what she had to go through to have her career. She tucked away her pain. Thomas wanted her in school, and she wanted to sing and be accepted for that. Okay, so we know so far about the James Brown situation, but other than that, they make it seem like she really went through way much more than just what happened between her and James Brown. I don't know how open they're gonna be with this book because, like they said, this is the second expanded edition book. So I was thinking maybe they hold on. Hopefully y'all can hear me. My bad, y'all. I'm texting somebody real quick. Plus, I need to take a break. Y'all know I'll be reading these long ass chapters. All right, y'all. My bad. I was texting somebody. Okay, I believe I read Grace what Grace said. Okay, I saw that for every great success my sister had being in show business, there was a downside as well. She was attracted to the deep souls of people in the artistry that went along with being complex was part of that attraction. Tommy was complicated and complex herself. Often I would not understand why she did some of the things she did, but she was happy and that made it easier to bear when it came to the harsher side of her career. She had colorful friends and a colorful life. I mean, like back in the day, Motown, from all the fucking stories you hear in the books you read, Motown and all them damn record labels and shit that people was working with back in the day, they all was on some shit. Everybody was so fucking young. You had young men, young women, older women. You had people sleeping around with each other, people dating, and you ain't even know they was fucking dating. You got grown ass fucking men chasing around these young ass women. All types of shit was fucking happening. And for Tommie or Tam, matter of fact, I'm gonna call her Tammy Terrell. For Tammy Terrell to be so young and so beautiful, a lot of people use her, and majority of these people say they was friends and she was this and she was that. But I just wish shit was different because like y'all, some of y'all sat there, y'all grown ass men, y'all sat there and y'all listen to her being beaten. Y'all probably watch her being beaten. So much shit happening to these young ass women, and nobody did shit the fuck about it. But then everybody wanted to claim they was friends and they was this and they was that years later. Same goes for Tina Turner and a lot of other people back in the day. Y'all watched and y'all could say y'all witnessed so many motherfucking incidents, but nobody stepped in to stop it from happening. Oh, I didn't. That's not my business. I didn't want to be caught up. I'm sorry. Like a lot of shit like that get me mad. Now I'm not trying to fully bash some of these people, but it's just the way I think. Like, was it Gene Chandler that I read earlier? He was the one who listened to, who claimed he was witness of the incident between her and Bobby Brown, not Bobby Brown, James Brown. My thing is, okay, you call her mom, but y'all are grown ass men. Or you as a grown ass man, and you talking y'all want to get involved. Okay, if they was arguing or something, fine and dandy. First of all, James Brown was in his 30s. He shouldn't have been with her young ass any damn way. But still, she was very fucking young. She's still a damn teenager, messing around with a 30-year-old, and all y'all grown ass men, and y'all claim, oh, y'all ain't want to be part of it. It's not y'all business. And y'all listen to her being brutally beaten. And you see her with bruised blood dripping like a faucet, teeth knocked out, probably all black eyes and all. It's just crazy. Let me finish reading this book. Anywho, those first professional summers were an awakening for me about the entertainment industry. For Tommie, it was what she wanted and dreamed of doing her whole life. From singing on a soapbox in our backyard to getting a standing ovation at the Apollo Theater. She made that happen for herself and was so highly motivated to get there. Many people have compared Tommie to Billie Holiday. They were actually nothing alike. I think they both had trials and were extremely talented women, but Billie was sad. And you can hear that sadness in her voice when she sings. You hear and feel her pain. Tommie was alive. Her spirit came out, and people felt her. Her voice touches their soul through her songs. Tommie's voice was always an avenue to happiness for so many people, including herself. Her light shone forth when she sang. Her healing came from her work. Tommie looked for opportunities in her setbacks, and in doing that, she always kept to what catapulted it forward. Here I go mispronouncing something again. Anywho, Tommie began taking classes at the University of Pennsylvania. She was balancing college and her gigs and had a lot on her plate. She even had a brief hospital visit this year because of exhaustion and dehydration. Her schedule was busy and she made all of her decisions herself. Mr. Jerry Butler, the Iceman himself, sent Tommie a telegram asking her to be part of his show. He needed a replacement for Betty Everett, and he sought out Tommie to take her place. He assured her that the gig would not be long. Jerry promised Tommie it would be a worthwhile experience and she would not be let down. Tommie explained to him that she was in school and would consider the invitation but would not make any promises. I think this was a crossroads for her because of wanting to please Daddy, and now her dream was tapping at her again and calling her to perform. Jerry called repeatedly, and finally they came to an agreement, having worked out a schedule that was conduct uh, conducted to school. Conducive, anyhow, to school and agree on a salary. Jerry Butler was a divine intervention for Tommie's future career. It was a good thing. They worked well together, and she had a friendship with him and his wife before she left to tour. Jerry recalls. Timmy's mother talked with her. She asked us to keep an eye on her baby and take good care of her, protect her, and of course we did. I hope so because a lot of people saying, "No, we just gonna protect her. We gonna make sure she good." Da da da, and shit wasn't good. And we ain't even speak on her relationship with David Ruffin yet, so I can only imagine where that part gonna come in. Again, Tommie was perfect for the show, and she blended well with Jerry Butler's baritone voice during duet numbers. They had nice harmonies together. Jerry also adds, "I was torn with if a non-piece band, including a horn section. Tammy was my opening act, and when she and I would do a few songs together in the show, uh, and then she and I would do a few songs together in the show. She would sing whatever was current, old standards, and anything that was hot on the jukeboxes at the time. She she had worked a lot up until this point, and having Tammy Montgomery on your show got you booked. She had such a great reputation with her stage show. She was a seasoned performer and knew what she was doing up there on stage. Timmy was like one of the fellas and was a joy to be around. She was the roughest, toughest woman. Yes, she was beautiful, just a happy-go-lucky person. Timmy would complain about these headaches at times while she was with us. I didn't think anything of it. Just thought it was a woman thing. Women have headaches. I never knew she could have been sick at the time and could have had the illness at this time. I ain't gonna lie, reading this book and reading as much as I read from the sister's point of view, plus watching the unsung episode and doing a whole bunch of research on a lot of people sharing different Tammy Terrell stories, it's kind of sad because, like they've been saying, she been complaining about headaches for the longest, and then still dealing with as much as she dealt with so far as I'm reading is just crazy. And it's like it do make you feel like shit made it worse. Like the relationship with James Brown, and then eventually the relationship with David Ruffin, and whatever else she could have gone through that is not mentioned in this book. Cause it seems like they speak on a lot, but then again, when you want to know more, it's like you could tell it's a lot of shit they didn't add to this book. While Tommy was touring with Jerry, my friends and I saw their show frequently. They played the Cadillac Club on North Broad Street in Philly. They also hit several other local places in Philly, such as the Uptown, the Showboat, and Pep's Musical Bar. After our show, Tommy and I would hit other night spots in town. I had the pleasure of meeting legendary trumpet player Hugh Masekela. I hope I said his name right. And Tommy's dear friend Aretha Franklin. Tommy listened to Aretha's music earnestly. Not only were they friends, but Tommy loved her music and could impersonate Aretha without flaw. Whenever she did her Aretha on stage, the audience would exclaim, "More, more, bravo." There's some beautiful paintings and stuff for her throughout this book. It's a lot of different pictures. To be honest, I don't remember the first version of this book. I don't know if the first version has many pictures as this one do, but you can tell that it seemed like they added a lot more to this one. Cause I read the first one like some years ago, the first version of the book like years ago, and I believe I bought my own copy, but it got lost somewhere. Maybe when I was in West Philly, and all my books and stuff got thrown away. But yeah, I had to get this book. By 1965, Tommy was nearing the end of her employment with Jerry Butler. They toured Columbus, Ohio, and Detroit, Michigan. Tommy had quite a buzz on her at this time. The word was out that she was dynamite and was a fresh, exciting talent. She had been singing for more than a decade now. While in Detroit, they would play the 20 Grand nightclub. Jerry remembers. We took a show in Detroit. I had wished that someone would see Tammy and help her career more than I could. Well, Gregory came in, and that night he saw her perform. It was the chance she prepared so many years for. She was in the right place at the right time. He saw her and he loved her. She and Barry talked that night, and the next thing I know, she was going to sign with Motown. She did a regular show that night, but the thing about Timmy was she had an amazing stage presence. She was awesome, and she had these wonderful large captivating eyes. It finally had happened for her. It was her big break. Motown. Child, that's a whole nother story. I mean, after I read this one, I should read the Florence Ballard book. I was thinking about trying to see, whenever I could get some more money, I was trying to find a good copy of the one her sister wrote. It's so many damn books that tell different stories. You don't know which is which. But yeah, I got one book, and everyone is liking that one. So I can only imagine what the book her sister wrote is like. Hmm. Timmy came home to Philly and dropped out of college. This was a huge blow to my father yet again. He could not win no matter what. He was furious to say the least. Tommy insisted that anyone was recording for Motown. This was an opportunity she could not refuse. Tammy was a huge admirer of the roster of talent there. She told my father, "This is what I've been working for my whole life. A record deal with the best record company in the world." Daddy started again with his lecture about the ills of show business, trying to tell her it would be hard and she would be stressed out and how exceedingly difficult her life would be. He said, "Thomasina, you will be living from place to place with no real home and be eating out of the can and living in a suitcase." Then he muttered something about this unscrupulous people she would have to watch out for. In retrospect, I can't help but wonder if Daddy had been around more instead of working so much. Would these talks have made an impact on Tommy? My father, knew he was beat here. Tommy was bitten by this bug so early in life. There was nothing he could do. He just had to accept the fact that she was not going to be the doctor he wanted her to be. I thought he should have given this particular speech each years ago. Instead, Daddy was out of town so much when she was younger. He was downtrodden and sullen when he conceded to Tommy's wishes. He gave my sister no blessing, no farewell, nothing when she moved to Detroit. Tommie had a propensity for living on the edge. She was a free spirit. She lived with no boundaries, an existence I could only dream of. This carefree soul knew no limitations, fears, or doubts. She had the courage that God endowed in her at birth, and she never lost it. Tommie had a real and pure love and an unadulterated heart for humankind. Her trust in people was strong, and she did not believe that people could be evil or the world could be cruel. And when it was, she accepted it as a life lesson and trudged onward. She believed in the goodness of the world. There appeared never to be any ambivalence in her pursuit of her career or her life. Tommie simply knew since childhood, that she wanted to do, what she wanted to do. And for the first time, I began to see my sister for the person she was, rather than not understand her. I was getting older and was able to comprehend exactly who she was. She was nothing like anyone I ever knew. My father failed to control her throughout intimidation. Control her through intimidation. Maybe had he been around more and really gotten to know the Tommie I was beginning to know, he could have gotten a hold of her. Our father missed a chance to guide both of us spiritually and emotionally. When we each finally connected with him, we were grown ups. Children need a father to take those reins. Sure, he provided for us in so many other ways, but what we each needed most was blowing in the wind. I know he did his best. Please, men, for God's sake, instruct your children in the way they should go, and that when they are older, they will not depart from it. This should be a daily goal and not an occasional lecture. And instruct and guide your children faithfully. Oh, Jesus. All right. It's a lot more pictures, a lot more stories. Um, I just wanted to get another chapter out the way. Like I said, I don't show the pictures. I just read the story. If y'all want to see the pictures, please feel free to purchase a copy of the book. It's plenty of pictures. Um, like I said, I guess the best version of the book to get is the second expanded edition book. You'll see plenty of pictures of Tammi Terrell. You'll see pictures of her sister, family members, friends, and furthermore. Um, I'm pretty sure you could get the book on Amazon, eBay, your local bookstores. Um, hold on. To be honest, you actually could get a paperback version of My Sister Tommie on Amazon for $27.99. And I'm guessing somebody did another version. This book actually was made. Hold on. I'm guessing this version was made in August 8th, 2024. So I'm not. I'm guessing her sister is still alive. Uh-huh. They got a few books I could get. Damn. It's a few books I could get. Sure. It is a few books I could get. But anyhow, you got a lot of people giving it good reviews on Amazon. This is a lot to read. Somebody said interesting but poorly written. Rude. Yeah, somebody wrote a big ass goddamn essay. What the hell? Yeah, it's a lot. Somebody said unedited, very confusing wording due to many spelling, punctuation, syntax errors. Oh wow. Someone said good but flawed. Someone told me I could sing like her at one of Marvin's last concerts. Okay. Okay, this is a lot to read. Somebody wrote a big ass essay in this comment section. I ain't about to read it because it's a lot. I'll probably come back another time and read some of these opinions about this book. All right, y'all can read them. Um, yeah, I'll get back to y'all some other time.